to our YouTube channel. My name is Ella. As you all know, this is the Humanitarian of Africa series. And on today's episode, I have the honor of hosting Mr. Mark Idahi. I hope I got your name correctly, the pronunciation of your name. Forgive me. It's such an honor to have you here, sir. Welcome, and thank you for agreeing to come here to share your story with so many founders out there.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. The pleasure is yours.
Thank you. Okay, so as usual, guys, we're going to be hearing from Mr. Mark, his story, the story about his foundation and everything that he's been doing in the nonprofit space. And this is quite different from every other interview we have heard because we're going into something quite different. And this has to do with the prisons. And I've interviewed breast cancer foundations, sickle cell foundations, education foundations, all of that. But this is quite different. And I promise you it's going to be so amazing. So, sir, let's get quickly into it. Can you please tell us about yourself, introduce us to us, and let us meet you. Who is Mr. Mark?
Okay, thank you once again for having me. My name is, like you said, Mark Idahi is my name, and I'm a brand and communication strategist. I'm a certified brand and communication strategist, and also I'm into real estate. I tell people that I'm a coach. I have coached of many colors. Earlier on, as a young boy just growing up, I used to be so uncomfortable with trying to tell people who I am because I found that to do a lot of things. Because the society said to you that you cannot be exact, it's exact of what trade and master of. No, but in my case, I found out that everything I set my hands to do or I have passion for, I kind of have a way of making success out of it. So I do quite a number of things, but my passion lately has been focused on two things basically, which is the prison reform and the brand communication.
Yeah.
Right? So should I tell you how it all started?
Yes, please. We want to hear that story.
Yeah. So mine is not as a result. So a lot of people, when they meet me and they see how passionate I am about the prison reform, they think maybe I may have been in the prison or I suffered from injustice or anything like that. Mine that was not how this all started. This is not in any way to start anyone who have had such background or such history or story.
Yeah.
Mine was different. About 5 years ago, very early in the morning, I think it was at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, I had a voice and it was audible. So I thought, and the voice simply says, go to the prison and feed my people. I woke up from sleep and my mom was around then. She was staying in one of the rooms. So I went straight and knocked on the door because the voice was audible. I figured maybe it was my mom because she's always coming up with all those things about Catholic society, I should belong in a church where they believe in charity and all that. So I thought my mom had come again this early morning. So I went and knocked on her door and I said, did you just speak to me? And she said, no, I didn't say anything. You can see that you woke me up from sleep. So it was then done on me. Is it possible that because God
speaking to you
talk to me? So what I did was I went back to the same place. This time I wasn't really sleeping, but I was a bit sober. I just lied there and I said, God, if this is you talking to me, I want to hear the voice again. And guess what? The voice came again. Now it was not. I thought it was outside, but it was not outside. It was within my spirit. It was something that I heard in my sleep, and it was so audible. So I woke up right away because one of the things that I do, if I know that this is God talking to me, I want to act on it immediately because I don't want to be bombarded with other activities and the process of finding that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that day, I haven't been to prison before in Lagos. The next thing I did was I took my phone and I went to Google and I checked the nearest prison to where I was living. And it picked Rikiri prison. And I dressed up. I didn't go to work. I'm telling you exactly what happened. I dressed up and I started locating the place. And I got to that place 15 minutes past 8 a.m. that morning. Right? So I didn't know who to approach. I didn't know who to meet. But I sat If you've ever been to Kirikiri prison, you know that they have this shade that is opposite the place. So I sat under one of the shades, and as I was there pondering on what next to do, who should I speak to, and just here, why am I here? You know, while all of that stuff was going on in my mind, a man just close to me, and the man came close. Now let me tell you this. Before I left the house, I have prayed, and I said, God, if this is you talking to me, give me signs. I want signs because I'm tired of running with good ideas. These days, I'm very mindful about God ideas because I understand that when God gives a man a vision, He makes the provision. So I was tired of trying to come up with some lofty, innovative ideas because this one is not some fashionable thing. This is not one of those work that you really want to do if you don't have passion for it. So if I'm going to have to go to the prison, it has to be you leading me and give me some time. So I left the house. So like I was saying, my brother, the man just close to me and he passed. And he said, young man, what are you doing here this morning? I introduced myself. And I said, well, I'm here because I believe I heard from God. And I don't know anybody here, but I just see that I can work with the prison authority to bring about the reform and see the prisoners, see the inmates. Then they were called prisoners, because of the deal, the recent deal that was passed. I no longer called prisoners, they're not called offenders. So I told him I wanted to see the prisoners and see how to impact their life. And he said, hold on a minute. And he took his phone and he called somebody from the inside to come out. The man came out and he said, I want you to take this young man to the DCP, the deputy controller of prison. I said, what? I said,
divine connection.
The man left. I just want to follow this story. So he took me by the hand and we went to the gate. Because he was the one taking me, they opened the gate and all the document bureaucracy. Do you have an appointment with somebody? Did you see form? Who do you want to see? Nobody asked me any of that because it was this man that was taking me. So he took me straight to the DCP's office and he said, he mentioned the name of the man who happened to be a person in authority at there. So he asked me to take him to you so that you can listen to what you have to say. So he brought me to the man. And I greeted him and said, well, now what do you want? Then I began to narrate everything, the dream, and what I feel I can do, and the convener and future leadership content, blah, blah. I have capacity in human development. And he said, hold on. I'm not the only one that needs to listen to you right now. So he asked he called someone, who the person I call is the chief superintendent, chief psychologist, superintendent Ogbonna, who is not my friend. So they asked to call him, they called him up, and he said, sit down, I want you to listen to this man. So I began again, and I started, telling him how I just woke up. I told him I started here, and I had a voice, and this is what I've been doing out there in the world. But I see God and God wants me to come and partner with them so that we can impact the life of those that are in prison.
So the person that he requested to come to his office is the chief psychologist of the prison. His name is Superintendent Ogbonna Alu. He's not my friend.
Oh, nice.
All right, so he came to his office and he said, okay, now I can speak. So I narrated everything that happened. And while I was at it, this man just busted out in tongues and started speaking in tongues the office. Now, this is supposed to be, you're supposed to be very sanctimonious. You're supposed to be cool. In that corporate environment, but he couldn't hold it. He just started speaking in tongues and said, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord. I was surprised. But me, what is going on here? Eventually, when he summoned down, he began to narrate what happened. Now, he said, he just came to Ikoyi prison and he's just been here now. That's the Kirikiri Maximum prison. He said he's just been here for 2 months. But before he left Kirikiri prison, he prayed a prayer. I said, God, I'm coming here. I don't know what to do, but I want you to send me a human form of an angel. Someone who will come from outside and partner with me with, initiative program that can truly impact the life of these people. Wow. So he said, when he called me and I said what I said, and I said that it was God that asked me to come, and he spoke to me in the morning, and I'm coming here now, and it's just 2 months after he came in here, and he knew the kind of prayer that he prayed before he came. He felt that it was God just responding to the prayer that he prayed. All right. So, well, let me just cut to the chase. Now, that was the first sign. That was the first sign. Eventually, we started talking. We had a program. We had the first what we call the Spirit of Christmas, where I brought in comedians, I brought in friends, musicians, I brought in Dede Mabiaku. Dede Mabiaku is the second in command when Fela was alive. Dede Mabiaku. He came with his 21-man band. We brought in some people from outside. Then something happened on the day. The second sign was actually provision. Because now I said, God, now, yes, I'm ready. I've been there. I've gone to the place. I've met with them. So it was going to cost us some good money to have, to cook for these people.
Yeah.
Close to 2,000 people to cook for them. Then bring toiletry, bring foods, bring a whole lot of things. It was going to cost us so much money. I said, how are we going to get this money? Anyway, when I got back, I got inspiration to just put something out on Facebook and say, hey, I'll be spending my Christmas in Kirikiri prison. If you would like to join me, these are the list of items we need. We need 5 bags of rice. We need to get cow. We need to do this. I just listed the whole thing. Long story short, everything that we needed came to us like that. We got people coming to my house and they said they just want to cook. People brought in their cars and said they want to convey people. Everything was smooth and so seamless. Anyway, that was the second sign. The third sign was on the day of the event. They have a hall. If you've been there, there's a hall in the place that can take just about 300 people or so. And in numbers that they have, numbering close to 2,000 then, we now said, how are we going to be able to bring these whole people and have them come into the hall for the kind of event that we need to do, music, comedy, we have doctors that came with us that are going to, diagnose and give drugs and all of that. So how are we going to do it? So we came to that day, to the place that day, not knowing what to do, but we just have to go. We said nothing will stop us. Now, when we got to the place, we met this very massive canopy. The type for outdoor crusade. It was mounted on the field. They have this field where they play football. So this canopy, this massive canopy was mounted. So I said to myself, oh, do they have another program here this morning? So in my bid to inquire whether there was going to be a program, I went to meet one of the officials. And I said to him, we would love to find out if they have a program before ours. And he said, hold on a minute. You mean you're not the one that mounted it? I said, no. He said, hold on. Come with me. So he took me now to the DCP. And he told the DCP that we have come for our outreach. Yeah, the DCP, yes, I'm aware. I'll be keeping them updated about the program and everything. And he said, the canopy, they want to find out who mounted the canopy. The DCP now asked me, are you not the one that sent people here yesterday to mount it? I said, no, I'm not aware. It's not from my team. And he said, hold on. He now summoned almost all the senior officials to come out. They ran, I don't know, they have this radio walkie-talkie stuff. And everybody should come out. They all came out, they came together and said, who mounted this stuff? So somebody came, one of the officials came and said, oh, one Mr. Okoro came and mounted a canopy yesterday, and he have a program next tomorrow. Now listen to me, listen. This man have a program like today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, and he decided to mount canopy 3 days before.
3 days before.
In all sincerity here, the DCP opened his mouth and said, God is involved. That was his confession, because he said, I have never seen, because I know this costs a whole lot of money. I have never seen where somebody wants to have a program 3 days, from now, and the person comes today to mount the canopy. And he said, go ahead and use it. This is God's provision. God is involved. Anyway, we had a program. I still have the picture. Business Day came and they gave us full page in their publication, and they publicized it and talked about it. Was captioned the Spirit of Christmas. That was the first outreach that we had. And I thought I've done everything I know to do. God, I'm so happy. I've relieved. I've done this thing that you said I should do. I fed the people. Now let's go back home and just have fun. But you know what? I didn't know that what I thought was an outreach was to move into a full-fledged foundation that will now be empowering, reforming, rather rehabilitating, reforming, and reintegrating people that are locked behind, that are in incarceration. This was how it started. This was how it started.
An amazing story of divine connection, divine provision, like everything divinely organized. And I'm glad that you actually followed the call of God to do this, which is really, really important when doing anything. Like, it's so beautiful, a story, so beautiful a story. You mentioned rehabilitation, reformation, and reintegration. So can you briefly, how does this work? How do you achieve this in these 3 dimensions? Because these are very, very beautiful courses.
All right, thank you very much. The situation we have in the prison, though it's no longer called prison, it's now being called correctional centers. The situation very, very, very troubling because in saner climate, in countries where they have correctional centers, people actually go there and they come out better reformed, their mind worked on, their orientation, their value system. But we found a situation where in Nigeria here, when people go to that place, when they go to prison, when they go to correctional center, they come out, they are worse off. They become very hardened. They become very, in fact, we've had a situation where someone was arrested for wandering, like he was arrested 11 p.m. for wandering, like they caught him on the street because he was wandering and they throw him into the prison. And when they were interrogating him in the prison right in there, and they were mocking him and said, "Guy, you are a Juma." You know what they call Juma? Like, you don't know
anything.
I was saying, I killed. This or that said, this or that one. They started bragging, literally bragging about the kind of crime they were involved in before they got in there. Now you're coming here, all you were busy doing with your life was just meandering around the streets. Something is wrong. No, they were mocking him. Now, these are the kind of things that happens. People go into prison because of, crime that they committed, just minor crime, permit me to use that word, but they come out and they are hardened because the prison system in Nigeria is not designed to reform. Instead, it has been designed to deform people and psychologically injure people. It is because of my experience in that place. But I'm hoping that with the new bill and all the reformation work that's going on the part of the government, that there will truly be change. All right. So we figured, how can we make a true change? How can we work? We are not promising that we may be able to do everything, but on our parts, how can we contribute by ensuring that people that go into that place, they will be given, I don't care whether the society, they were caught in the act or they were found guilty of a crime, because we found a situation where I've seen people in prison on awaiting trial for 15 years. I've met people in prison that have been on awaiting trial for 20 years. What I'm saying in nutshell is that someone is locked behind a wall in incarceration for 15 years, and he has not had the opportunity of a fair hearing simply because he cannot afford the legal representation. He can't afford it. That's a great injustice. So this is where we said, okay, can we tackle these things in a 3-dimensional? The first one, we figured that for any change to take place, it has to take place in the mind.
Yeah.
Because crime is first contemplated in the thought frame before it is executed.
Yeah.
In other words, it is first within before without. So we come up with programs, and that's why we have tailored program. We go into those places. We try to talk to their mind. We try to impart them. We try to speak to their value system. We try to make them story will end. The society may have written you up, but God ultimately have not written you up. So we come up with programs that are gel towards painting the kind of picture, an enviable picture that they can desire. In other words, we want to make them see that life is beyond this war. Life is beyond this incarceration. Life is beyond this pain, this present prevailing circumstances you may have found yourself. So that's why we have the program. For instance, we have August visitors. Like this comes right now. We bring in facilitators from different sectors, different demography, different parts of the country to come and see them. And we also organize skill empowerment program.
Wonderful.
And this particularly gel and tailored towards those that are about to come out of prison. All right. Now, why?
Keep them.
I'll tell you a story quickly. Baba that's not his real name, but for the sake of this,
Yes.
let me use that name, Babatude.
Sure.
We went to Ikoyi prison and we met with the DCP, and he started narrating an ordeal to us. There's this guy who was always frequenting the prison. Like, you release him today, 2 weeks after he's back. Then they come for him and they do all the bail, and he spent 2 months, 3 months, because over there they have short J10, 8 months and go. So one of those days when he came back, he asked him, what exactly did they swear for you? Do you love this place? Don't you love freedom? You know, 4 days ago I was telling people about how that anyone can get obsessed or get addicted to anything. Do you know that people, because they have been in prison for a long time, have what I call addiction to dysfunction? Babatude have found himself preferring to be in isolation more than being. Now, I didn't, for the life of me, understand that. Anyway, this was what narrated to me. Babatude told him rather, because he was narrating the story to me, and he said, for every time life was even more unbearable for him outside than it was inside. And he found a job. He trying to, turn a new, trying to make sure he settled down, get married. He had these lofty ideas about working for some months, raising money to set up. But one day the boss came by the gate and called him to the office and said, I'm sorry, the company can no longer pay your salary because things are not going as we had planned. Business is not to let you go. Now, he even felt pity for the man and the company. I said, oh, God, God will help you. God, he was just praying for the man. God will help you. God will make it. Well, anyway, they paid him off. 3 weeks after, he was passing the place. He was walking through that road, and he saw another gate man, another security man by the gate. And he said, no, this can't be happening. So he decided to approach the guy and say, hey, what happened? What is going on here? You are new here. He said, yes. I said, but what of the guy? I have this friend that used to work here. He said, forget that man. God, I hear news say the guy don't go prison. The guy na ex-convict. And God say he doesn't want to have anything to do with all those people who don't go prison before.
Oh my God.
And Babatude broke down. He couldn't take it.
Oh my.
Crying. And what? Like, how am I going to live life like this? Well, anyway, he made up his mind. I have to go back to base. Guess where he called base? He need to go back there. Well, he got involved in a fight a few days after, and he broke the windscreen. Intentionally got involved in a fight. He was hostile. He had drank. He had taken some things and broke the windscreen of a woman, a lady who happened to be an influencer woman that has a contact of a DPO, and they just called him and they whisked him away. And you should see, you see somebody coming into prison and the guy is so sober. He was dancing when they were bringing him into the place, and that was what made the DCP then to call him and sat him down. They swear for
what is wrong with you?
What in the world is wrong with you? Then he narrated this ordeal and this story. Well, long story short, the DCP got some of his friends together, and from that day on, he enlisted Babatude in one of the skill acquisition program. That is what we do. Okay, so okay, all right. So if you go to Kirikiri prison now, you're going to meet a bakery there. They bake bread, they manufacture paints, and there's so much that is going on there. This was as a now, okay, so they now have to put Babatude in one of the skill acquisition program, and the one it happened to be where they cut hair, and they have to teach him. And for 3 months, Babatude was good in cutting hair because this man have to ensure that this cycle of dysfunction is broken. So who coordinate the play and say, I want to teach this young man how to cut hair. So what he rallied around his friend and said, you know what, we need to raise some money and get this guy to be up so that when he's out of this place, he can be busy with something. So they bought this container that they used to import things from abroad, and they put it in place, and they garnish it up and got 2 clippers and fan and all that. But guess what? By the time Babatude came out of the prison, they launched the place and gave it to him. As I speak to you right now, Babatude has 2 keys, and is married, he's not going back there anymore.
Oh my God, what a wonderful story.
So that is a perfect example of what a transformation or a reformation should be.
True.
Right? Then all of the rehabilitation work that needs to happen, because some of these guys haven't been there, haven't been in incarceration. They've interacted with people that they shouldn't have interacted with. Now, for the first time, to paint to them the picture of an ideal role model in the society so that they can aspire for greatness. So all of, like I said, is going to take mental work, which is why we have to teach them, and we go there and we inspire them to, we give them books and material for them to read and all of that. Then the last one, this is a burden and a vision that I have, but maybe I can put it out here. No, perhaps. We want to be able, because just like I narrated the story of Babatunde to you, most people that come out of that place, they end up going to that place. It's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle, because once they are out, they struggle to acclimatize. They struggle to get back to living life normally again. Especially now that the society say you are, they gave him a tag, they've given them a tag like you are an ex-convict. So one of the things that I'm truly aspiring to do with my team and with the help of God and every partners that we can get in the world is for us to have facilities. We call it short home, or what you call it. What this facility does is that once people come out of that place, we take them into this facility to spend at least 3 months. While they are there, they eat good food and smell good air and wear good clothes, and just basically, we want people to come into that place, spend time, learn some skill in that place, so that by the time they are done in 3 months, they will easily be able to go back to the society and not be a threat and not be a burden to anybody, because now they have acquired skill. Then we can give them grants, set up businesses for them. For instance, the guy who learned how to bake bread, we set up a place where he can run that as a business, so that, you know, when a man is not busy, when a man is idle, when his mind is not engaged, they begin to chip in thoughts, and the wrong influence in the society can begin to chip in the wrong negative thoughts. And if you are not mindful, if you are not careful, these guys might want to toe that line. So that's what we do with the halfway home. Actually, yes, the name is Halfway Home. Halfway Home is a facility that would house these people once they are out of the prison. All right, get to be able to spend time so that they can feel that they are needed again. They can feel that their life is important again. They can feel that they are not rejected, they are not forsaken. By the way, the name of our foundation is the Second Chance Care Foundation. We believe that a single person deserves a second chance.
Wonderful, wonderful, really great initiative, especially the halfway home. Like, I know there are some organizations abroad that actually do this. They have a place for people who just left the prisons to stay and get better before they come back, and it's really great. It's really great. Okay, so what are the lessons, some lessons that you have learned in the course of running Second Chance Care Foundation? I know you've learned a lot, but just a few lessons that you have learned.
All right. See, the insecurity in the country today, because at the end of the day, we need to get to the root cause of
the problem.
Why is the preponderance? Why is the increase in crime? Why, as I speak right now, based on the statistics that I have, there are no more places, or rather space, in the Nigeria prison. Everywhere you go, they tell you that the place is choked. I mean, there's no more space. They struggle to take in more people. Why is this so? I said this to you. This is not a justification for people to take laws in their hand, but I'm going to just nip this in the bud. For any time someone is driven and pushed to the edge, for every time anyone has been pushed to the precipice, to the very edge, if that person does not have the moral compass, that person is likely to break the entire laws in the book in his bid to survive. Survivor is a need. Survivor is one of the greatest needs. That is how come you see people who said that they were going to die or commit suicide, and they dive into the ocean. And you call the paramedics, you call the swimmers, you call people around to rescue that person. For most times, we have seen a situation where these people grab someone or anything, they struggle to keep their head above the waters. It is then it dawned on you that, oh, they actually didn't want to die. They didn't want to die. So what happened? They wanted to survive. And in the process of trying to survive, they grabbed whoever was trying to rescue them. And if that person is not very skillful in the art of swimming, two of them are die in the process. The average Nigerian youth is going through so much. I must be honest. Now, I say that, I'm not saying this to say that if things are really harsh and hard and you're pushed to the edge, that you have to take the laws into your hand. Look around you. People just basically want to survive. Nigerians just want to survive. So why is there increase in crime? Why is there increase in insecurity? Why is everywhere you turn, people have to, you basically have to be extra careful right now because people are just trying to survive. And when people are trying to survive, like I said, if they don't have the moral compass for self-discipline and constraint, they are likely going to break the entire laws in the book, not minding who's all God, because they want to survive. So what I've learned firsthand is that we need to be very conscious. We need to truly show love to people. You know, yesterday I experienced something that was humbling to me. It was somebody's birthday. It's a far, we don't have a relationship, but the person reached out to me and said, "Sir, today is my birthday. I was hoping you can talk to me." I said, "What?" Okay. And I said, okay. I started talking, and in the process, I got inspired. I was trying to encourage him and how he should imbibe the right value. And I told him something. I didn't know it has hit him so hard. I said, because you encountered me, because you have interacted with me, you are forbidden to fail. You know, I just came to talk to him. Now, when I was done, I said, okay, take care of yourself. It was a WhatsApp call. He sent me a message and said for the 10 years of his life, for the past 10 years, no one has ever spoken to him the way I just did. He felt like his love. He felt like, oh, he's not alone in this world anyway, in spite of all that he may be going through. Now, if there's anything that I've learned, going into that place and see that people actually are deprived of the liberty of even moving around and interacting with people, other people are just doing life. I've come to understand that freedom should be cherished. Just, you say you don't have food to eat and all the things that you complain about, but listen, if you can move around without being policed, no handcuff in your hand, without your meal being rationed, you know what it is for your meal to, you don't eat what you want to eat, you eat what they want you to. As simple as that, that is a luxury. That is something that we have to cherish. And we don't have to throw caution to the wind just in our bid to survive. No, we truly have to imbibe the right values. That is why I said to people all the time that if you happen to have encountered people, or maybe through books or education, and you have the right value, you are worthy. You truly are. Because some people can't really distinguish between this extreme and this other extreme. As long as they can eat and put something on their body, they can do just about anything. So having worked in this in this sector, haven't been able to do some of the things that we've been doing and still doing, I've come to understand that truly we need to look beyond ourselves and reach out to people, because people are hurting all around us.
That's a great lesson, like a very huge one. Cherish your freedom because someone else doesn't have it easy. That's really, really a great one. I remember you mentioned something about people being in prisons and being there. They don't, for 15 years, they don't have access to lawyers to help them out and all of that. What's the legal situation like in Nigeria? And also when it comes to, you know, having to liaise with all these lawyers for the prisoners and people who are unjustly put there How
Yeah.
do you tend to solve that problem, and what's the situation like at the moment?
All right. So what we started doing as an NGO is to solicit for strategic partners with some chambers, with some lawyers who work to offer pro bono service, pro bono legal service for people who are locked behind bars on awaiting trials. And we've done this, and we've been able to release, the last time I count, we've been able to release about 4 people, through this process. Now, let me, see, it's a very difficult thing because you can't go there. I can't go there and not come out sober, like emotional. There's a guy, because the last time I went there, I will sit down just like I'm sitting right now. They'll bring them out, and I'll begin to profile their cases so that we, how many of them we can take in on board and, get this lawyer to help take them to court, follow them to court and do all of that. The last time I was there, I met a man who was arrested around 11:45 thereabout PM, and they threw him into prison, and something very tragic happened. When that happened, they just came to the house and they told the wife, they don't arrest your wife, or they don't carry and go kirikiri. The wife just went sick, like, when you lose a button, she just went mad. As I speak to you right now, that woman is still in Loot. Where did they? That's that place where they treat psychiatric patients.
Yeah.
Right now, the one that hurt me the most was the fact that the 2 children went missing. Now, I was talking to this man. He's the one telling me all of this, and he said they just discovered the daughter, who is 9 years old. They just found her. The son is still missing. And he said to me, when they saw her, she was defied. So I go, dress, I'm looking good, I'm smiling, I'm hugging them. But by the time I get down, profiling these cases, I'm sober. I'm really hot because so much is going on in this world. So what we've been doing, just to answer the question correctly, is to see how, especially those ones who have been on awaiting trial for that. This person I'm talking to you about has been on awaiting trial for 5 years. Do you understand? Awaiting trial. He's been there. He's never been to court. And what was his offense? The English word is wandering, like the guy is meandering around. He was moving around. And it was on the streets. He just went to buy sugar for tea at that time. See, so much happened. And if you're just there, if people are living life, going about, you're complaining of light and traffic, you have no idea of the level of injustice that is being perpetuated in that place. So we've been doing that, and we are still hoping that we'll be able to extend and reach out to more lawyers who are willing to partner with us in this regard. Because the more lawyers we have, the more cases we'll be able to solve. But so far, we are not relenting, and we are doing something about it. We are doing something. So routinely, we go there, profile cases, take them on board, and submit their files, and they reach out. So on the court case, on the court day, they now have to schedule the matter in the court. Then they go there to represent these people who hitherto will not have had somebody to even represent them in court, and that's a very bad one.
That's truly bad. Like, I can't imagine what the man is going through, from going to buy sugar to being in the prison for 5 years, and then the whole family is shattered.
Yes, just by that singular night, that day, that single experience changed the entire trajectory of his life.
That's really bad. This is a sad story. Like, I already feel so sad at the moment. But anyways, so I could let you go quickly. Are there any projects or programs that you would like the people listening or audience, as many people that come across support?
Yes. So recently we launched what we call Angel Scholarship. Angel Scholarship.
Okay.
Angel Scholarship is an educational initiative, empowerment initiative that seeks to give scholarship to 2 categories of people.
Okay.
The children of those that are sentenced to death, and the children of the lifers. Who are the lifers? Lifers are those that have, they've been to court, their cases have been looked upon, and they've deliberated on the case, and now they've been sentenced to life imprisonment. Then you know what it is to be sentenced to death. Then the other ones, those that are sentenced to death. Now, we figured that, I went to school to pick up my children just a while ago, and I was telling the teacher that, hey, listen, it takes a community to raise a child. Don't you think that for any time you need to discipline my children, that you need permission from me? Okay, now, these children of these people, if we say, oh, that's their business, their father did what was wrong and they were convicted, then we don't care. Now, listen, these same children, if they are not taken off the streets, mentored, empowered with education, they will turn around our neck tomorrow. And because of time, there's so much, but I'm trying to just cut to. So what we are doing is to reach out. We've gone there with profile cases. As we speak right now, already have people, we have given scholarship, we have videos. Most of what I'm saying here, they are not just men. We have data.
I've seen some of the videos on social media, yes.
When we went to the school, we give them the scholarship to these children. They are captured in videos and pictures. But there's just so much. There is enormous. We need to do more. We need to see have lined up. We have children that are lined up right now that are not in school. We have a lot of them. So we've just been able to do about 7 children, but there are a lot of children out there that are not in school because their parents can no longer afford their school fees. Emmanuel out of school. Emmanuel's father has been sentenced to death. Emmanuel is a brave, young, intelligent boy. He has never seen his father. He's 7 years old.
God.
What happened? Last Christmas, we did something that is quite unique. We reached out to the prison in partnership with them. We said, you know what? We want you to invite the wives of those that are in prison. The wife, invite all of them. So we brought them together. We gave them food. We gave them money so that they can cook. But you know what? When they were coming, they came with their children. And that's really is something that I don't want to see. I'm sorry, because I have children too. But Emmanuel was one of them. And I'm telling you how Angel Initiative came about. So I saw him. I drew him closer to myself. I began to interact with him, and he told me that he said he has not seen his father before outside. He was the mom that was carrying him. The mom that had to explain everything to me. He was in the womb when what happened.
Arrested.
Do you understand? So it was then that it dawned on me, wow, who is going to take care of Emmanuel and the other Emmanuels? Who is going to take care of all the children of these people? So that was how NGS Scholarship was built as an educational empowerment initiative. So that is what we are now. We are soliciting for everyone who can partner with us. Now, we don't really ask you to give us money, so to speak, but we can help profile cases. And what we do is this. We don't even give the wife, the mothers, the money. We take the children to the nearby school that we have, certified, and we verify, okay, this is a good school, good standard. Take them to the school and pay money directly into the account of the school. And we also get to play an oversight role by paying cost visit once in a while to see how these children are doing. So you can pay directly to the school, and you don't necessarily have to pay the money toward the account. What we just want for us to be able to facilitate the process. And that's what we'll be doing.
That's really amazing. Guys, if you're watching this right now, anywhere you are in the world, this foundation needs your help to help as many prisoners, their families, their children as possible. And on your screen right now, you can see the contact details for Second Chance Care Foundation. Also in the description of this video, the contact details, how you can reach out, how you can partner, every detail is right there. If you cannot contact them, please feel free to send me an email and I'll be happy to connect you with Mr. Mark as soon as possible. So this session was an amazing one, and it really opened my eyes and my heart to see and hear the stories of people who are in the prisons are going through so much. And I want to say you are doing an amazing job. You're doing an amazing job. And the Lord is your strength, and he will continue to support you and provide provision, everything needed to push this work further.
Amen.
Thank you so much for your time, and I truly appreciate this. So
thank you.
I don't know if you have any last words for anyone running an organization out there, or just anyone in general before we round off and go.
All right. First of all, I must thank you once again for having me. It's always a pleasure, and a thing of passion for me to talk about this. You can see the passion and you know, that because what I've seen, what I've heard, and what I've seen, and that's how come you see me trying to be as expressive as I've been. But I want to talk out there. If you're seeing this video, you need to look beyond yourself, because people are really going through so much in this world. And you know what? Your life is small if all you think about is just yourself. Because you have to think of how you can become a conduit. A conduit, I call it a conduit. The beautiful thing about a conduit is that conduit never conveys water without them being whelmed. You see, if you become an extension of blessing, of a resource, of encouragement, of comfort, truly your life is being positioned to get God's attention. So I encourage you to be a part of what we are doing. Thank you so very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. And so, guys, we have come to the end of today's episode. Please do not forget to go and show some love, partner, donate, support, and most especially, keep praying and pushing the word out there about Second Chance Care Foundation. Thank you so much, and see you in the next episode.
Thank you.